Hey guys, and welcome to episode 14 of my Slayer series, where I try to get to 500 mil GP through straight Slayer, no boss tasks. I think you guys know the drill. Let's go. So the first task, I got Ganodermic Beasts, and first off, you're going to notice that I did change two things on the screen. The two things that I added were the combat experience per hour for each of the tasks, and I also added a rating system on the top right where I rate the task based on my preferences. So obviously 5 is the best, 1 is the lowest. And remember, it's my personal rating. It's not going to be perfect for everybody. Like, you might hate a task that I put a 5 for. You might love a task I put a 1 for. I mean, it really just depends on how I like the task. Personally, I weigh it on overall fun. I weigh it on GP per hour and experience per hour. Personally, I weigh the fun factor more than anything because, you know, I'd rather have fun more than grind that I hate, you know what I mean? So that's just how I'm going to rate it. So personally, Ganos are a 5 out of 5. I love Ganodermic tasks because, as you can see, the Slayer experience is amazing. The combat experience is amazing. And remember, the combat experience includes HP as well. So that's not where you're going to get in just Mage. But either way, that's my rate at least. I can tell you right now that this is the best episode so far in terms of progress and in terms of epic drops. You guys will see how cool it was. But either way, Ganodermic's pretty straightforward, very good task. Let's move on to the second task. I got Otamatons, which you guys should know I actually do like. Not my favorite task ever, but one thing did happen that was pretty epic. I got pneumatic gloves, finally. I finally got Otamaton gloves on this series. So those are actually around 7 mil. I think they're going down now, so they're probably around 6 mil, but still, that's a 7 mil drop. You know, just during a Slayer task. So I already knew right there that this episode was going to be pretty awesome, and you guys will see that it gets even better. But either way, you know, this task was pretty quick. The experience is pretty good as well. I did increase the experience per hour a little bit than what I had in the previous episodes because I kind of sped up my killing speed and stuff. I think 150k is basically what I got, give or take. I think you can probably give or take 5k maybe. But yeah, other than that, it's a solid task. And then after that, I got Ascension Numbers, which I do at the Gladiator, and they're not that bad. I really like doing these tasks, and don't get me wrong, they're a really good task. But the reason I put them as a 3 is because their stunning is so annoying, and their experience per hour is actually quite bad, as you can see. So that's why it's only a 3, but overall, I mean, it's a really fun task. And sadly, I did get a lot of them. I got 150, but I didn't get any drops, so that was kind of sad. Went 150 dry, but oh well. After that, I got some Calgarians, which I really love. They take forever to do, but honestly, look at that Slayer experience. It's amazing. 180k per hour. Combat experience is kind of lacking, but it's a solid 5 task for me. I didn't really get anything in that task. I was hoping for maybe an Onyx, something like that, you know, 1 mil drop, but I really didn't get anything there. And to follow that up, I got some Elves, which I fight the Ironworth Scouts and Guards, if you don't know. They're pretty decent, 200k Slayer an hour with 270k combat per hour. So yeah, solid 5 task. I really like them. An epic thing did happen there though. I got Brawling Melee Gloves, which I haven't had those before, so I was pretty happy with that. Another rare drop in this episode, so, you know, just made this episode even better. And moving on, I got some Grout Worms. It's a pretty solid task, not the best, not the worst. Slayer experience per hour is okay, combat it's okay. Well, I mean, it's not the worst combat experience, but, you know, it gets you places. And the drops aren't that bad either, but, you know, it's just kind of a, you know, mundane task. And then finally, I got the Edimmus task, which I've been trying to get for a long time, you guys. And I finally did get it in this episode, but as you can see, look at the time, 2 hours. It took me 2 hours to do this task, and before you call me slow, no, they take that long. If you get the preferred amount, because when you prefer a task, it automatically extends it for you on the first task. So it extended it to 255 Edimmus, but yeah, that's why it took so long. But I can tell you right now that this is the most profitable 2 hours I've had in a long time, and the most profitable task I've had in this series. So first off, I got a Blood Shard really early on. It was I think 14 kills in. My first 14th kills in Edimmus ever. I went to sell that right away, and I sold it for 10 mil. That was crazy. Before you say that it's a lot less than the GE now, that was a long time ago. That was more than a week ago. And then I came back later, finished the trip, I think maybe 5 days later, I don't remember. I kind of took a break from Slayer, but I got another Blood Shard within 7 kills of my trip. So that was kill 190. And that Blood Shard, I went and sold it, and I got 18 mil. I did not expect that whatsoever. It was I was expecting maybe 15 mil. So yeah, pretty epic there. Just 2 drops in 1 task made me 28 mil for the series. And basically that's a little more than a 20th of the entire series I have to do right there in, 2 hours. So very good progress right there, and I'm really liking the Edimmu. The only reason I put a 3 for the rating is because their experience is terrible, and their, the time taken is annoying as well. But money-wise, it's just amazing. And then to follow up that really epic task, kind of got a mundane one. I got some Dark Beasts, and overall, they're amazing for experience. Look at that. 510k combat experience, including HP. I don't think there's any other task right now that can get that. Maybe Celestials or something, but overall, I mean, that's just epic. That is just really epic. Ascension members again went to Gladiator, and I actually did get some luck. I got 2 keys. I got Secundus and Quintus, so not too bad there. It was roughly a mil task, maybe like 2 mil. I don't really know how much the regular drops actually add up, but maybe around 2 mil. Don't really know. But moving on, I did get Shadows, which I did that loot video like maybe a week and a half ago, and they're not that profitable, but they have really good experience. As you can see, they're actually the best Slayer experience right now, other than like KK or something, but I don't do boss tasks, obviously. And before you say that I'm lying on that XP rate, I did test that like 3 times, and I didn't even believe it, but I tested it so many times, and it's around 267k, give or take maybe 10k on how fast you are. So seriously, that's how fast it is. It's insane amount of experience, so definitely very good task. The only reason I give it a 4 is because it's kind of annoying, and, it's just the drops are kind of bad. But either way, I got Edimmu again, and I did not really want to do that because such long task, but I gave in. I wanted another blood shard, so that was only around an hour and a half because I had 200 that time instead of 250. Sadly, I didn't get any blood shards, so that was kind of a boring task, but either way, got that done. And then I did Otamatons again, pretty easy. Nothing happened there though, but overall great experience. And then I got Black Dragons, and I have not had those in a while. But as you can see, the combat experience isn't horrible compared to the Slayer. The Slayer is really bad, but it's a really quick task, so I felt like doing it. And then I got Gladiator again. That was the 3rd Gladiator task, and I can tell you right now, this is the best Gladiator task I've ever had. I had a Quartus, a Sextus, a Tertius, and a Quintus, all in one task. So that was probably a more than 2.5 mil task. I don't really know, like if you add the rune items. So pretty epic there. And just this episode, I've added 6 Ascension Keys, which is going to be pretty awesome for the counter. And to finish up the episode, I got some Jadinkos. They're not that bad. I really do enjoy them. They're, a pretty decent task. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I personally like them. And look at that combat experience. 415k, you cannot complain about that. And because, all the rare drops that I did get earlier were just not enough, I got a Triskelion key piece, which now I'm starting my another set of like 10 to 20 keys. Good way to start it. But yeah, that pretty much concludes episode 14 in terms of tasks. Like I said, it was pretty damn epic, and you guys probably seen why. So enough blabbering about all those tasks, let's go into the stats pages. I'll meet you right there. Alright, here is the stats page, and my ferocious rings, first off, did not change. But let's look at the experience. I added around 1 mil Slayer, so we're roughly at 12 mil Slayer now in this series. That's pretty damn epic. And we're only at around 107 hours. I say only because look at how much I've gained. I know 107 hours is a lot, but I've started this series in like August, so I had a lot of time to do it. And then in terms of the combat experience, I did finally pass the 10 million strength mark, and now I can use M's because it gets too big of a number. And hopefully I can hit that for the other combat styles eventually. And then yeah, basically everything else just added up. Let's go to the drops page and look at the charms. I finally hit over 7,000 crimsons, and then everything else is just, following suit. And we're also getting very close to 100 tooth halves, which is going to be pretty epic as well. We did add 6 Ascension Keys like you guys saw. Now we're over 10 Ascension Keys. That's just pretty epic. But sadly, we didn't get any more scales. It'd be nice to have, over 10, but whatever. Let's go into the price check now. Let's see how much my tab actually changed, because it should change a lot, because I got the 28 mil from the Edimmu, the 7 mil from the Otamatons, and the 5 or 6 mil from the Gladiator tasks. So it's gonna go up a lot, and I'm hoping that we can make some progress this episode. So here's the first half of my Slayer tab. Just look at it, just browse through it if you want to. Let me tell you, last episode, if you forgot, because it's been over a week, I had 200 mil in my tab, right? 40% done with the series, so all's good. But now, in this episode, the Edimmu tasks just threw so much money at me, and I honestly don't even know how I added this much money to my tab, but I am up to 250 mil, like literally 250 mil. Like we increased 50 mil in just one episode, and that's how I like it. We need to do more of these kind of episodes. We need more Edimmu tasks, get more blood necklaces, so we can, you know, fast track the series and finally get the 500 mil mark, and I can, you know, see 500 mil. It's so weird that I got 50 mil in 15 tasks. So now we are at halfway done with the series. It feels like, you know, we're never going to end, but I'm glad that the Edimmus did come out because it really will speed up my series if I do them. I probably will get bored of them, but honestly, it's a very good task, and I recommend you guys doing them, even if they're slow, even if they suck, even if they're bad experience. The money is worth it. Like, if you get a drop, it really makes it worth it, but that's my 2 cents. I am glad that we're going pretty good with this series, and I hope you guys are enjoying the series, and tell me any feedback on the new additions to the tasks and stuff, and any other things you want to see on those things, because I already have the combat experience, the, you know, Slayer experience, all that stuff, my personal rating, and sadly I can't add like a GP thing, like you know, GP per hour per task, because there's no real way I could like count how much drops I get per task, and if I price checked every task, it would just add way too much time, so I can't do that. But if there's anything else you want to see that I haven't done, please tell me in the comments. But either way, thanks for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. I'm definitely enjoying it as well, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.